Hi, thanks for joining me for my 12th episode of Two Ways Tuesdays. I'm Danny from The Glittered Rose. I'd just like to give a little rundown of my idea behind Two Ways Tuesdays for the new people to my channel. I am very guilty of thinking I need everything. I need new stuff. I don't have enough items in my stash. When really things can go so far. You can do very different projects with the one item. So that was my idea behind Two Ways Tuesdays. So I've done two cards using the same stamp set from Altenew. It's called Treasured Memories. There are some lovely condolence sayings, sentiments, along with stencils, stamps, and dies. Oh, and a gorgeous embossing folder. So if this is of any interest, please stick around. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. I'd like to welcome all my new subscribers. It's fantastic to see you here. Thanks. Okay, so starting off, we're going to ink up the beautiful stamp set using the antique gold ink pad. It's a lovely pigment ink from Altenew, and I'm just inking that up. I'll ink it up probably a couple of times, and then I'm going to heat emboss it just to make sure that the ink is nice and set. I like the texture that it gives, and I also like the fact that I don't need to wait for it to dry completely before colouring over it, because the ink does all that, the embossing does all that for you. I love the ultra fine clear embossing powder from Wow, and I love that you can get it in a big bottle. However, I will say that a little bit goes a long way. I haven't even made a dent, and I keep spilling it on my desk, and yeah, it goes a long way. So this is just me making a mess, as always. Well, it's just important to keep it moving so you don't burn your cardstock. And just chase that embossing powder around with the hot heat gun. I always tend to warm mine up first before I blast it. It melts it quicker and less likely to burn the paper because your heat's on the cardstock for less time. Okay, so I want these colours to be nice and bright. So I'll probably go a mixture of yellow and orange. I won't have them layered colours because sometimes I think that the layering from light to dark looks a little too unnatural. So I'm going to go in with my orange, and then I'll go in with a yellow, and I'll probably blend a little bit on my matte, my glass matte between each colour, just so that um, the colours are blended and they look good together. I am loving my new glass mat. It's magnetic, so I can just use my little chess piece type magnets on top of my stencils just to hold them down. It's really handy without having to, use a sticky mat or whatever. I love this method. What I don't love is this set of stencils. At least this set actually fits. The last set I got didn't fit. But they've squeezed so many different areas in that you have to keep turning your stencil, which would be okay. However, there isn't much of a gap, so you have to be very mindful that you don't um, go over different spots in your stencil which shouldn't be there. So I think there's always the chance of you stenciling where it doesn't go. So that's a little disappointing. I'm actually considering maybe this might be my last lot of stencils that I purchased from Altenew, which is a shame because they do look pretty. I'd much rather pay $1 or two more and get another stencil or two just to make it a little bit easier. I wouldn't imagine stencils that have been laser cut would cost a lot to produce. So if you're listening, Altenew, include a couple of extra stencils so it's a bit easier. Okay, I'm just going to fast forward through the next lot of stenciling. You get the idea. Okay, so I'm really happy with that. I think that the blending looks really nice. The colors go well together. Um, I'm going to use some stickles for the berries. These are just um, like a glitter glue type thing with a really fine tip. I got it at the show yesterday and I really like the colour, so I thought I'll use it on this. Just popping the dots on, and then I'll have to leave it dry. It's not coming out. Seems to be clogged. I'm going to see if I can unclog it and I'll be back.
75 years later.
Well, that was a frustrating 75 years. I couldn't get the stickles to work, so I've popped that away and I've coloured those berries in with some Ohuhu markers. I've die cut out my image and I've also 3D embossed a card panel in white cardstock. And now I'm just auditioning how I want this floral piece to sit on my card. I'm not sure. Do I cut it in half? I forgot to mention the embossing folder that I've used is the matching embossing folder that comes with this set. So I managed to get a lot of this out of shot. So what I've done is I've just popped it on the card and I had it overhanging. And then I've just trimmed off the side and I'm just popping the pieces that I've cut off onto the edges. And I've decided I don't think I need that piece. So that's how I like it. Okay, so onto the sentiment, and I'm using the one that says fondly remembered, deeply missed. I stamped that in the antique gold ink pad by Altenew that I stamped the floral image in. I've also embossed it and now I'm going to die cut it out along with 3 extra pieces of cardstock just to pop it up to give it that extra thickness. I'm just going to glue it on and work out where to pop it on, and then I'm going to glue on some gold sparkles from Pink Fresh Studio and pop it on a card panel or a card base, and I'll be back with the finished product. And here it is all finished. I have to say I'm really happy with the card. I love the colours. Okay, so straight into cards here, number twosies. I have stamped the image again, the same method that I did before, in the antique gold Altenew pigment ink, and then embossed it using clear wow embossing powder. And I've decided that I'm going to use my Altenew metallic watercolours to paint these in. I don't use these enough. I think they're really pretty. I was at the art store yesterday and the metallic paints caught my eye. I nearly grabbed a set and I was like, no, I'm sure I've got a set at home. So I had to pull them out and use them today. I really hope that this metallic sheen shows up on the camera. It's really pretty in person. It really has a real twinkle. So I'm just hoping that the colour shows up on the black on the camera. I'm not sure how it's going to go. The wonderful thing about using embossing powder before watercolouring is that it creates these walls. So the walls hold the watercolour nicely, makes it very easy to colour within the lines, especially watercolour. So not only does it set the ink, it also, creates these walls to contain everything. I'm going to speed up the next section of me colouring. Okay, I'm super happy with that. It doesn't need to be anything too perfect, just a bit of colour. I'm going to dry it off and die cut it out because I've decided I want layers on my cards and it's not centered properly anyway. I'm just gluing down my layers now and I'm using a dark purple and a gold layer just to center it. I think that they look really nice together and I'm just popping it on my card base now. That purple layer is really hard to tell in the video, but it looks really nice in person. There are so many lovely sentiments in this set. There's fondly remembered, deeply missed, be happy, may comforts bring may memories bring you comfort. I miss you dearly, love you, wishing you peace, memories never fade, embrace a moment, thanks for all the good times and sending love and strength. So it's sort of hard to choose which one I wanted when they're all so lovely. So I'm just auditioning the size with the different sentiments to work out which one I think will work best. Really can't decide. Choices, choices. I think I'm going to go with Wishing You Peace. I'm going to stamp it out and emboss it. I'm also going to pop it up with a few layers of cardstock and I'll be back. Okay, so I've popped that sentiment up in the top left corner and now I'm just sticking on some glitter drops from Pink Fresh Studio. And we're pretty much done. I decided to put two in one corner. Otherwise it would have looked like there was something in every corner, if you know what I mean. It was sort of a little too even. So I decided to do it that way and I think it looks really good. And we're finished. So here we are with both cards. I have to say I'm happy with them. I think that I've shown that there are different ways that you can use your stash to make your stash go further. If you've watched all the way till the end, thank you. I appreciate your time. If you like this video, please be sure to hit the subscribe button. I'm aiming for 1,000 now. I'm past 600. Let's go straight to 1,000. Thanks everyone for watching. Let me know down below which is your favourite. I can't decide which one I like the most. I think they're both really sweet and they sort of fit the purpose well. Thanks guys. Bye.